Hey guys, welcome to the session. So before jumping onto the process threads or the DLLs, you need to learn few things before. So the PE. So PE is basically called as portable executable. Okay. So let's take a Windows-based applications. So it will be the Windows-based application will be in the exe format, right? Or in like executable format, right? So we will call that as a PE, portable executable, the chrome.exe. So let's see an example how your operating system will load that program. So let's take a hard disk, okay, or let's see what storage system you need. You can take that. So here in the folder there is a chrome.exe, right? So when you double click on the chrome.exe, the Windows have their own loader, PE loader, portable executable loader. This loader will take the chrome.exe from the disk, from the hard disk, from a directory. So the directory is like whether you have downloaded in the C users or downloads or any other directory. So it will load the chrome.exe from the directory into the memory. Okay. So memory means physical memory like RAM, okay, RAM, CPU, or whatever you can call. Okay, so this is the normal process when you are executing any program. The program will be loaded in the from disk to the memory of the CPU. Okay, so this is the normal process, but the P executable will see some headers like we will see that it's not a it depends upon you. If you want to learn, you can, if you want to skip, you can go ahead and skip that topics, because you need to understand this kind of topics in a malware analysis. Okay, so let's see a real example. Let me this is the program which we have created yesterday. Let's pull the PBR. So PBR is an application used for malware analysis, like reversing the executable. We can understand what are the functions, APIs, and libraries were used. This is open source application. You can download it from the Google easily. Not a complicated thing. Nothing. You don't need to pay anything for this. Okay. So when you are downloading for Windows, can you can see this releases. Sorry. Yep, you can see here download the latest release. So click on that and you can download whatever version you want. Better go for a latest version. So if you are making download. Okay, so this is the PBR. This tool is used for malware analysis, the static analysis. So here you can see the load PEs. So let's load our program which we have created yesterday, reversed circuit. So now you can see there is much data get loaded inside the PEBR. So you can see the header information, DOS header. Okay, so DOS is one of the operating system. This program will not load in the DOS mode. Okay, that's previously we used that operating system. So there is an NT header, signature headers, and a lot of headers we have, and we have a text section. So text section contains the code which needs to execute basically, and the data section, and we get resource sections, right? So resource our data sections, and so this kind of section will hold the informations like icons and the icon of the program, or whatever extra things we are giving. It will hold that information, and text section will contain the program that we need to execute. These are the separate section, right? But when we develop the program, we didn't care about any, we didn't set any session header or any file headers. But when we compile the program, when you are compiling the program, you are changing your program into exe format. Your compiler will set will do all these things. Okay, it will do all these things. It's an automative. It will do all these things. You don't need to do anything like manually pointing the session header or option header and all. Okay, so this is called as the PE. The PE files contains many headers informations like functions. Inside the header information, you can see the API functions, whatever things which can be used. Okay. So I already said the text data contain the program which we have downloaded. You can see the program here, cmd.exe, and the library files which we have which we have developed and all. Okay, so let's start this. Let's go to the nt header. You can see the first two value of the file. You can see it's a PE, portable executable. If you going to the DOS header, you can see the magic value of a 4D and 5A, and it was pointing to the MZ. So if you want more clear about that, so we can say that as a magic value, like 4D 5A file header. So this file header basically say it's an exe files, executable files. So this is called as the magic number. So if you put the MZ file header, so the full form of the MZ will be the mark scope something. Okay. So it's a MZ executable format is a executable file format used for exe files in DOS. Okay, basically this is the extension for exe.com or .dll files. Okay, so now you have a clear understanding about the P loaders and the process executable, how the P loader will take the exe from the disk and it will execute load into the memory, and how to identify whether the file was a executable file or not. Okay, if I load some other file, let unload it, and let's load some other files if we have. Let's load this bad file. So the bad file will not be get loaded. So let's try to load some other file from the disk. Leave that, let's down. Okay, let's skip that. So if you pull any other files into the PEBR, the format, header format will be changed. Okay, it will not be in the MAZ or PE. It will be in the other magic values. Okay, so let's come to our discussion. What is the process and what is the thread? So I have put a simple presentation for this, but we will see the things in a practical. If you are just reading this, you will not able to understand what is the process and what is the thread. Okay, so let's jump on to the Canva. So what is a process? Many of you saying the process is called as a application. So process is called as a Chrome or whatever you want, but the technical term is process. You can say it's a container. Okay, the process is a container This container contains information about the DLLs, library files, PE programs, the code of the executable, and we have an APIs, imports, exports, many things are there. We already see the headers informations, everything, right? It will be called as a process. Okay, a process is a container which hold every informations like this. The DLL, APIs, everything it will hold inside the container. Okay, that's called as a process. Okay, so if you take an example of a process, which the process has a separate ID. So let's see that. So let's install the process hacker. So you can see the PID of the process. The S is host holding the 940 and task host 988. Each process hold a separate PID, process ID. It has a process IDs. Okay, so let's take one of the process. I'll give something. Yeah, let's take a notepad.exe. Let's double click on that. Let's explore the notepad. So now you can see the threads and modules, memory, environment, DLLs get loaded. These are the files get loaded, and you can see the DLL files here. The app help.dll, lot of things. This is called as the process. Okay, so it has a thread, it has a token information, so which privilege it has, and the modules which DLLs get loaded, and the memory informations, the environment, PEB, process environment block, lot of things will be there. Okay, so this is called as the process. Okay, let's take an example of a thread. So what is a thread? So thread is an execution object of a program. Okay, so let's take an example of chrome.exe. So this chrome.exe need to do multiple functionalities, like, right? So like need to connect to internet, need to download, upload. This process has multiple functionalities, right? A thread is an execution object of a program. Okay, when you called the download, if you try to download something, there is a one thread will be loaded. Okay, like download. Okay, the name is a download. The thread will be loaded, and it will do their function. It's an execution object. Okay, a process contain one or more thread. Okay, based on the process functionality, the process contain one or more thread. Okay, so we developed a program, right? So that program basically contain many threads, right? So it need to provide a C2C, and it may execute our command. So this all the things are doing by the thread, separate thread, one by one thread. Okay, so if there is a need to connect to the internet, there is one thread will be loaded. Need to download, one thread will be loaded. Need to upload, another one thread will be loaded. So this is called as the thread. Okay, it's an execution object of a program. So one process contains more or one or more than one thread. Okay, so in the notepad you can see the thread here. So you can see there is a 4 thread will be loaded, right? So every process contain one or more than one thread. Okay, so this is called as the process and a thread. I hope you have a clear understanding about this video. Let's hop off this video and we will continue our discussion in the next video. See you guys. Bye bye.